Welcome to Tiny Media uh, Saturday Special, Episode 2, Fire Emblem 7. Alright, our main character, Vin, and her company is continuing on. So, last episode we did 2 chapters, the prologue and chapter 1, both simple. Well, today will be pretty similar, simple with a bit more complexity. Let's see. So we'll also get our first legendary weapon, which legendary weapons are legendary. These bandits are trying to steal the sword, the Manikati. I have no idea if that's how you pronounce it. So, this is glass. I mean, his name's pretty accurate. You can cut through him like glass. So, we're gonna get a legendary weapon, and so, it's gonna be useful, but it does have limited durability, like every other legendary weapon, or every other weapon in the game, really. We're gonna have to save the priest, and we'll get the sword as a reward. We're not quite done with the tutorials. It's gonna have us visit these homes, but besides for that, our movement is relatively free. I'm gonna go into options, and just speed it up a little. So it does have a bit of tutorial. There are sometimes items in the houses or helpful tips. And one of the other things we're learning in this mission, there are, in some chapters, cracked walls, which you can break so we won't have to go through the main entrance. Which Kent and Tank couldn't anyways because of these mountains. Mounted units can and not get over them. But there are sometimes items or helpful tips in houses, but there are only items in houses with red roofs. And there was just an example of mounted units being able to move after they interact with something. But let's see. So, and then here's another example of it. So that's our return. See, and these are fortresses, forts. They heal your units. And they heal your units every turn. So it is a good place to be. But let's advance and attack. So we have 100% hit rate. He has a 46% hit rate, and he would only do 4 damage if he hit. So at this point, our stats are still very much higher than our enemies, and we're not outnumbered by too much. The our our stats will always be higher, or so, or they should always be higher, or if we play right, but if we but the numbers of enemies will increase dramatically in Vader missions, and there will be some who are very tough. Those are usually just bosses, but sometimes there are non-boss units that are pretty tough. So like if you look at this display, you can see how much damage will do and their hit rate. So their hit rate to hit me is 13%. Mine's 100. And I'll do 8 damage when I hit them, though A would only do 7. And that little 2, if you have, I believe it is double the speed of your enemy, you can attack twice single combat, and they'll only be able to attack once. But not many units are fast enough to do that, at least in the early game and late game. Mid game, most of your units should be able to. Not all of them. There are a few exceptions, but most of them should be able to. Let's finish off this bandit. And there we go. He's down. We get XP. Alright. So, that bandit's gonna attack Lynn. It's fine. She's more than capable of defending herself. So she leveled up. That puts her at level 4. Not a terrible level up, but it's not the best I've ever seen. I'm gonna send Sane down here to get that XP. I'll give Kent the XP from the boss, and then can finish him off. Killing enemy provides more XP than just fighting one, and bosses always provide a boosted amount of XP. So, Kent killing the boss will give him more XP than Ving killing that enemy, or Sane killing this one, but both Sane and Vin have had these other combats. So here he's using a sword, so we're gonna use our Vance because of the weapon triangle. And you do get some XP from just fighting, but it's not as much as killing. And we have more than enough XP that, or not XP, but we have more than enough health that we can just use just Sane to finish him off. And since this mission isn't just to kill the boss, but to capture the throne, that's actually a really good upgrade or level up. So we don't win automatically for killing the boss. We win by putting our reward on this throne, but it's once you kill the boss, you've won enough. So there is the first. There's chapter 2. Here we get the Hikari. It's choosing us yada yada yada. But that it's a good weapon. And at first, I'll use it a good amount because after chapter 10, it will get its durability back. But till then, after that, I'll use it limitedly because from chapter 10 onward, it doesn't get any more durability back. And there are about 29 chapters in all. So, yeah, we now have a legendary weapon. It's not the best legendary weapon, but it's gonna be a very good weapon for most of the game. There are other legendary weapons which are both better than it and do boosted damage to certain enemy types. So here's Lord Ludwig. He's the bad guy for the first 10 chapters, and he's trying to murder his brother, the Marquis. So we need to hurry up and get here. So here is chapter 3. I skipped right past its name, but we have a long way to go before we get to the castle. And we actually get one of my favorite unit types this chapter, which is a Pegasus Knight. It's our first flying unit we'll get. And let's see. This will be our first chance to buy new equipment, which I'll buy probably a sword of ants, maybe a bow, because we do get a archer this chapter 2, but probably not a bow since we only have one archer. So here's our Pegasus Knight. Quite timid, but Pegasus Knights are never super strong, but they are fast, and they can fly, and they do have pretty high critical hit rates, which is good. So we're gonna save her, Florina. We're gonna save Florina, and so we're gonna beat these bandits. We also get a archer this chapter, which I already said. Archers are useful, and one of the main reasons they're useful is they do bonus damage to flying units, which are Pegasus Knights and Wyvern Riders. Let's see. But I do prefer mages as my ranged units. But there is an advantage to using archers. They have archers, which would be deadly to our Pegasus Knight if we move her into range. Let's see. So, and the layout of this map is supposed to be to teach you how to take advantage of small spaces and to as a choke point against the superior numbers of the enemy, which they have almost every chapter. Well, basically every chapter. So here's our archer we get. Yeah, here's our archer we get. So, let's see. Indirect fire can't be counterattacked. So, we're gonna use him to come attack this swordsman and weaken the swordsman so that we can use our Pegasus Knight to finish him off. We don't ever want to leave a Pegasus Knight in range of almost anyone, but especially not archers. Also, if we use this button, I would get with here. This button, we can see how far our enemies can move in the blue and how far they can attack with the red. And we can, of course, see it with ours. So we're gonna use Kent and Sane to carry this archer. Actually, just Kent, apparently, because he doubled the archer. So we'll move Sane up to the choke point, which the enemy archer will be able to fire on us, but it will do, 1 damage, minimal damage, and we are pretty safe here. Let's see. So, we're gonna move. Let's see. Alright. So, we're gonna move Sane onto this forest and attack the bandit. And with the forest, it will provide us cover so that the archer will be less likely to hit us. And even if it did, it still wouldn't do almost any damage. There are a couple of weapons like javelins or heavy spears which lance wielding units can use, which are indirect attacks. So they would be able to attack across walls. Like a archer would, but it wouldn't be archer. It would be a cavalier or a knight. That is a fantastic level up. So we're gonna switch to the lance on our turn, because, well, maybe we should stick with the sword. I'm not sure whether that bandit or the swordsman will move first. But we'll use Whirl to come attack this bandit here. Her weakening. I don't want to give Whirl any of the carols because I don't really want to give him any XP. But well, here's what we'll do. We'll carol this bandit here with Thane, and we'll move up and attack this one with Kent and use our lance. Although now that I think about it, we should have used a sword because this bandit will kill himself on Kent, and the one with the axe will attack. But it's fine. Even if the one with the axe hits, it won't do very much damage. So there's another level up for Kent. In general, axes do the most damage, then I believe lances, then swords, but that's just in general and not a hard rule. Well, let's see. Let's move. We'll have Whirl come grab this vulnerary and move Florina to the armory. I'll just get one sword and one lance for now and save my money for other items. And if we left Florina there, she wouldn't have been able to be attacked, but if I moved her there or there, she would have died. But so let's finish this bandit. That will give Kent XP. We'll move Vin up to deal with this one. We'll go ahead and use the Monicati, which has a staggering 24% critical hit chance. I mean, it's a legendary weapon, so I'd hope it's good, but that is very good. And it's one of the fastest weapons in the game. Actually, wait. I'm actually not sure if weapons. Well, some weapons, yes, weapons do have their own speed stats. So we're just gonna use Vin to finish off this bandit using the Monicati. So 100% hit rate, 9 damage, and a 22% critical rate. That's pretty good. And some of that some of that is because we have a advantage on the weapon triangle, but it's not all. Some of it is from it being a legendary weapon. Now, if he does hit us, that's 15 damage, but he's dead. Critical hits do, I believe it's 3 times the damage that a normal attack does. So if the normal damage is 5, a critical hit would do 15. Another good level up. We've had pretty good luck this time around. So here's the end talk. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. Comment in the comment section if you think I should continue this Saturday special series, and also comment what you think should be the next series. Or we do have a discussion about it in the Discord. But like and subscribe, and have a good day.